Barclays, shame, shame.
Barclays, shame, shame.
All the crimes in your name.
All the crimes in your name.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your
Billions of pounds in arms companies complicit in the murder and the genocide of the Palestinian people. They invest in Elbit systems, they invest in BAE systems, they invest in Caterpillar, which builds the murderous bulldozers used to crush and destroy Palestinian homes and Palestinian people. Barclays is complicit in the genocide of the people of Gaza. Barclays is complicit in the decimation of Gaza, the decimation of Rafah and Khan Yunis. Barclays is complicit. It is funding it and it is making money from the murder and the destruction and the death of over 30,000 people, at least at this time. It has become harder for us to know the exact numbers because so much of the infrastructure in Gaza has been destroyed that they can't keep count anymore. We don't know, but it is more than 30,000 people, more than 13,000 children killed. Even the US government admitted that over 25,000 women and children have been killed in the genocide over the past 5 months. How much longer is this going to go on before Barclays does the right thing and pulls its investments from these arms companies who are making money from the death and destruction in Gaza? How much longer until the British government does the right thing and stops all arms sales to Israel? How long? How much more death? How many more children killed? We have seen unimaginable crimes this week. We have seen people going for food, going for bread and flour, and they have been massacred. Desperate people who all they want to do is feed their kids. They just want to feed their kids, and they were shot. Hundreds of them shot, over 100 killed, over 700 injured. That is what Israel is. That is what Israel is. That is what Zionism is. It is a death cult. A death cult committed to only one thing: the murder of Palestinians, the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians from the land. And that is what Barclays is investing in. That is what Barclays is profiting from. They need to stop their investments. We have seen horrific things. I myself have seen this week an image which will never leave my mind for the rest of my life. What the Israelis did this week: they took someone prisoner, they tied them up, they laid them on the ground, and then they drove over them with a tank. And the footage that I saw, the photo that I saw, was not a person anymore. It was impossible to describe, and I don't want to describe it to you, how disgusting and awful it is to see a human being crushed under the weight of a tank. That is not respect for human rights. That is not respect for international law. Israel is killing and torturing as many Palestinians as it can, and the British government and British corporations are complicit in it, hand in hand, glove in glove. Their profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered
in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered in Palestinian blood. Your profits are covered
in Palestinian blood.
Your profits
are covered in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered
in Palestinian blood.
Your profits are covered
in Palestinian blood.
And they invest in Caterpillar, which builds the bulldozers which destroy Palestinian homes. It was a Caterpillar bulldozer which killed Rachel Corrie, the American activist, in Rafah, in Gaza, in 2002 or 2003, I think it was, when Rachel Corrie, an American activist, was murdered by Caterpillar. And there have been countless other Palestinians murdered by Caterpillar. We will see that not even the death of Westerners can convince the Western powers that what Israel is doing is wrong. We have our own Tom Herndl, a student at Manchester Metropolitan University, was sniped in the head by an Israeli sniper while going to help someone who had already been shot. They did that to him. He came from Manchester. He was one of us, and they shot him. Or this week, we have seen Aaron Bushnell, the US soldier, burn himself alive in front of the Zionist embassy because he could not stay complicit in the genocide of the Palestinian people. He was an active duty US soldier in the Air Force, and instead of staying in his complicit role, he took action, and he took extreme action, which we shouldn't have to take. But he said something. He said, this is what the ruling class have decided will be normal. This is what the ruling class have decided will be normal. A man burning himself in front of the Zionist embassy because we are so desperate for someone to listen, for someone to take action, to stop the genocide, to stop the bloodshed. That's what people are having to do. How many more people have to die? How much more blood spilled before action is taken? Before Barclays divests from Elbit Systems, Israel's largest arms manufacturer. Before it divests from BAE Systems, which produces the parts for the F-35 fighter jets, which bomb Gaza and blow people to pieces. When they stop investing in Caterpillar Inc., which builds the bulldozers. How much longer? How much longer? Free, free!
Palestine!
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 Free, free!
Palestine! United will never be defeated. United will never be defeated. Will never be defeated. The people united 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 will never be defeated. The people united.
If you go and search Barclays' link with Elbit Systems, their defense will be they have 0.3% in Elbit Systems. So they don't have that much in Elbit Systems. And I'm glad I have all of you here with me today because I want someone to explain this logic to me. We've been here week after week, month after month, begging Barclays to divest its money from murder, from massacre, and from genocide. And their defense is that, well, it's not that much money, so we can keep it in there, can we? Is it these days, if you stab someone, does the jury give you a trophy? Because, well, you didn't kill them, so you've done nothing wrong. Is that the kind of justice we have in the world these days? Or have I been living in a fever dream? Have I been living in a place where the world stands upside down? Because that's what I'm looking at right now. What I'm looking at is a company that has money in the current genocide of an entire population of people, and what their defense is that it's not that much money, so we can keep it in there. Well, it's not that much money to you, so why don't you take it out? It's 0.3%. So why don't you take it out? If it doesn't make a difference to you, why don't you take it out? Why is it that we have to sit down and live with your crime because to you it's not that big of a crime? Do you know how much money Barclays has in loans and shares and investments to Elbit Systems only? It's £4 billion. £4 billion. £4 billion that they treat like pocket change. 4 billion pounds is pocket change to me. Well, I'm sorry, the people here aren't multi-billion corporations. 4 billion pounds means a lot to them. The people in Gaza aren't multi-billion corporation. 4 billion pounds means a lot to them. Do you know what 4 billion pounds means in Gaza? It means life versus death. That's what 4 billion pounds means in Gaza. 4 million pounds means the nuke falling from the sky and bombing your house. 4 million pounds means your dead mother, your dead father, your dead brother, your dead sister, your dead family. 4 million pounds means you dead. People in Gaza right now are mixing their blood with the flour that they get in aid because they're so desperate for food. People in Gaza right now are dying in their thousands of famine, of cold, of lack of sanitization, and they have the nerve to say that 4 billion pounds is pocket change. Well, 4 billion pounds is pocket change to you. 4 billion pounds is pocket change to nobody else. Just because Barclays is deluded doesn't mean that we can stay deluded. We cannot. Just because Barclays thinks that they can gaslight us into thinking a genocide is okay doesn't mean that we cannot think a genocide is okay, because a genocide is not okay and a genocide will never be okay. And we have a duty, as long as they exist on our streets, to come out here week after week and day after day until they pull their pockets change out of Elbit systems, until they pull their pocket change out of BAE, until they pull their pocket change out of Caterpillar. Because what is pocket change to them is not pocket change to us. What is pocket change to them means another nuke, another tank, another bomb, another life lost.
Stop arming Israel!
Not be lost while we are alive, while we have the privilege to stand here and come out day after day.
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!